Hello, it's Pastor Doug back again with another Bible brief. Today I want to take a look at 3 John verse 7. And now 3 John is all about how Christian churches, individual Christian churches, should support other Christians who are not necessarily from their church. So we read in verse 7, "For they went out for the sake of the name, accepting nothing from the Gentiles." Here this is referring to people going around who are preaching the gospel. They're not from an individual church, but an individual church helps out these people. And John is telling us these people are impressive because they are not taking money from the Gentiles. Now this gets to an important point. Should the church raise money from the world in order to preach the gospel? I would contend that's an unwise thing. Now, to be fair, it literally doesn't command they can't do this. But John is telling us these people who are going out of preaching the gospel are to be praised and to be supported, as we read in the next verse, because they are going out and proclaiming Christ, proclaiming his cross and his gospel, and they're not taking money from the Gentiles. And therefore the church should support them, even though they're not members of that local church. I think this is very wise. I think there's a danger when the church starts taking money from the world, because it's going to limit its witness. It's going to make us look like we're concerned about money from the world. And we should not do that. We certainly should not charge for the gospel. That should never happen. You have to pay to get into the church in order to hear the preaching of God. No, that does not happen. But this verse is definitely saying it's at the very least better that when we go out and we preach the gospel, we take nothing from the world, nor do we do fundraisers from the world, because that's going to hurt our reputation among the Gentiles. Now be careful with this word, because Gentiles sometimes can mean simply someone who's not Jewish. So you could have Jewish Christians and Gentile Christians. I'm a Gentile Christian. I'm not Jewish. I'm English and Scottish. However, depending on the context, it can also mean the heathen, the pagan, the unbeliever. And clearly from the context of this verse, it's referring from the unbeliever. So the church needs to support Christians who are preaching the gospel, because who else would give the church money but Christians? And even if the state or the world wanted us to give money, we have to be very careful about that, because we do not want to damage the witness of the name. And of course, the name is Jesus Christ. Well, I hope that helps. And as always, Christ, grace, and peace to you all. Amen.